Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Paws. I'm Justin Cohen, and my co-host to my left, Brett Gross. Welcome, Brett, our first episode of the year.
Thank you very much. And this is going to be a Sports Center type show that we're going to recap all kinds of Quinnipiac sports and let you guys know what's happening on campus in the athletic department.
Well, for those of you who are familiar with the program, you notice a few changes. We got a new background behind us, and we're a little bit crisper in the studio setting, and it's great to be back. But Brett, I don't think they want to hear about the studio. I think they want to. Yeah, I think you guys want to hear more about the sport. So
they want to see their Bobcats.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Bobcats women's soccer team, they're off to a very good start, Brett.
Yes, they are.
And they faced Delaware State a few weeks ago, and let's take a look at the highlights.
Women's soccer in their home opener versus Delaware State on September 14th. Quinnipiac kicks things off with a rocket by Susan Donovan in the 5th minute, giving the Bobcats the early lead. In the 10th minute, a loose ball is headed towards Meg McLaughlin, who dribbles in and puts it home to put the Bobcats up 2-0. Later in the half, Quinnipiac puts up a barrage of shots against the Hornets. The first by Kate Lisfeld, and the second, a high attempt by Kara Borepski, which just clanks off the crossbar. The Bobcats went on to win 3-0, and here's what head coach Dave Clark had to say.
I thought the first half was very good. Played well, moved the ball well, a lot of things that we've been working on in practice. And then obviously made a lot of changes just to give players playing time, which upset the rhythm of the game. So we found it hard to get going in the second half a little bit. Dominated, but without being very sharp, and obviously didn't add to the scoreline, which was a little bit disappointing.
Going to travel to Providence to play on Sunday. What is the team planning to take from this game as they go in to play the Friars?
The fact that we scored a couple of goals, we kept another clean sheet, and we won again. These players have learned last year. They got back to winning ways and having a winning record. Now they're 3-1, and just winning is a habit. So they're in the habit of getting a result, so they can go there with a little bit of confidence.
So a great win there for the Bobcats against Delaware State, Brett, and they took on Siena on Sunday, the 23rd of September. And we have highlights of that one. Let's take a look.
A red-hot women's soccer taking on Siena on September 23rd. The Bobcats have won 4 straight coming in, but the Saints score first in the 2nd minute on a goal by Tabitha Tice. And it was all Bobcats after that. In the 8th minute, Sarah Lawler dribbling down the right side crosses to Lauren Peacock, who just misses off the crossbar as the Bobcats continue to try to get on the board. In the 11th minute, Peacock says, "You know what? Let me try that again." Taps it into the corner for her 4th goal of the season, tying the game. 17th minute now, Quinnipiac wanting more as Susan Donovan connects to put the Bobcats up 2-1. Siena trying to come back with a long attempt that's gobbled up by Quinnipiac keeper Chloe Beiser, one of her 5 saves on the day. Fast forward to the second half, Bobcats up 3-1 when Lawler dodges right and slams home her 2nd goal of the day. 2 minutes later, fellow Celt Susan Donovan dribbles in all alone, and the result, nothing but net. Donovan puts the Bobcats up 5-1 as Quinnipiac strolls to a 5-2 victory over Siena and their 5th straight win.
So the Bobcats come out with a great big win, 5-2 against Siena, and that's a really big win for this women's soccer team, Justin.
Yeah, that's right. That brought them to 3-1 on the season, so a very good start for the Bobcats. They actually have played 2 games since then. They defeated Iona by a score of 3-0.
And they also beat Holy Cross, a score of 2-0.
Very important note, that Iona game was their 20th anniversary. They played against Iona in their first game, and they beat them as well. So
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
To the women's soccer team. Congratulations.
We're both 20.
We are.
We were just born when they first started with women's soccer there.
Very true.
Very, very cool, I think. So let's move right along, though. I know a lot of people were out a couple weeks ago to see the cross-country team, the men and women. They both hosted the Quinnipiac Invitational. Brett, that the Bobcats only host one cross-country event this year.
And because that was their only cross-country event, the people who got to go watch that were very lucky because they got to see a great invitational here at Quinnipiac. It's the only one of the season.
Why don't we take a look at the highlights?
See what we got.
Hey guys!
On September 21st, the Bobcats hosted the Quinnipiac Invitational on the Mount Carmel campus, racing against Northeast teams including Yale, Northeastern, Hartford, and the University of Rhode Island. For the women, Kristen Stevens won the race with a time of 18:08. Lindsay Purett followed in 18:35, and Chelsea Bollerman and Susan Ash rounded out the top scorers with 3rd and 4th place finishes respectively. Ashley Rauchelt took 6th with a time of 19:14 as freshman Kelly Sorrell backed the team with an impressive 11th place 19:22 finish for the 5K course. Quinnipiac placed first with 16 overall points, followed by Yale with 56 and Northeastern with 76. While Stevens originally planned to run conservatively throughout the race and coast to her first place finish, the heat made this strategy very difficult to carry out.
My coach, he didn't really want me to push this meet, but with the conditions, it was a tough race. But I just focused on keeping my splits, and it was really hot out, but just like also coach wanted our team just to focus on running together and knock all out since it's not championship season yet.
And on the men's side, after getting off to a tightly packed start, which lasted well into the first mile, top finishers John Ciccarelli, a Quinnipiac alumni, senior Jake Gersler, and junior Jack McDonald began to break away from the pack. Ciccarelli won the race by 30 seconds, followed by the first place scorer Tom Brown with a time of 26:56 for the 5-mile course. Gersler took second in 27:06, with Jack McDonald close behind with a time of 27:07. Tyler Denon from Juneau, Alaska followed in 4th with a time of 27:23 as Keith Bushy took 5th. Terrence Moriarty capped the win with an 8th place finish in 27:30. The Bobcats once again clinched the win with an overall total of 22 points as Yale took second with 69. Senior leader Jake Gersler was satisfied with his own personal performance as well as the team's, given the extreme conditions of the race.
As a team, we definitely ran great. Everybody seemed like they were right up front where they should be. Overall, everybody ran well. Everybody ran together and ran good races. This course is always a little bit slow just because of the long grass and just not the fastest course. But overall, time's not terrible for a day that's just hot and humid, so I'll take it.
Coach Ed O'Connor also explained how the team's performance in the Invitational was an indication of how early season base training, combined with speed work in October, produces faster times as peak races approach.
Yeah, we use the month of September to work on sort of our strength training phase to be strong. So we do lots of hill workout, hill repeats in the backwoods here in our course, and right over here on Sleeping Giant Mountain, good place to run some hills. And so September is our strength phase. And as we move into October, where we start to get into the more championship races, our next race in 2 weeks is the New England Championships. All the best teams from New England, 46 or so teams are there. And that gets us moving into our championship phase, and we start doing workouts to improve our speed.
On October 6th, the Bobcat runners are back in action at the historic Franklin Park in Boston to challenge the NEC division in the New England Championships.
So the cross-country team winning in both the men's and women's side. A great showing by the Bobcats, Brett.
It's very big for the Bobcats to come out and get 2 wins in their only home invitational of the season to show their home crowd what they have. Now, as you heard in the package, their next invitational is October 6th. That'll be at Franklin Park in Boston. And then coming up in the coming weeks, they will have the New England Invitational, and hopefully the Bobcats can come out and get some more wins for their resume.
Definitely would be great for this team.
Now, moving on to women's field hockey. On Tuesday, the women's field hockey team hosted number 3 in the nation, UConn. Coming off a loss to Maine, the women's field hockey team was trying to get back on the winning side.
Bobcats taking on the Huskies of UConn, number 3 ranked in the country, at the Turf Field on Wednesday. And this one started out rough for the Bobcats. Off a restart, Lindsay Leck deflects the ball over Jenna Grossman, and that made the score 1-0. Later on, 4-0 in favor of the Huskies. A great save by Grossman here to keep the Bobcats in it. Under a minute later, still 4-0. Grossman, another great save off the glove hand, and that made it still 4-0. Off the restart on the corner, this one is just rocketed in, and it's 5-0. Another corner, Megan Harmony this time with it. A pass, a shot, deflected off a Bobcat stick, and that made it 6-0. Amanda DeLuise making a great save in net. She came in after the 6th goal. DeLuise did let one in, and that made it 7-0. Icing on the cake for the Huskies, and the Huskies go on to win 7-0. The number 3 ranked Yukon Huskies defeated the Quinnipiac Bobcats.
Thank you very much. So the Bobcats come out and lose 7-0 to the number 3 team in the nation, Yukon. Justin, what do you think about that?
Well, it was a very tough game. I had the opportunity to call the game for radio that day, Brett. And, the spirits of the Bobcats were high. Some of the players that wouldn't have an opportunity to play otherwise got in there and got to face some good competition. Coach Becca Coley told me after the game, she schedules this game, just to give the Bobcats more competition and to make it easier for them once they get into their NEC schedule.
Well, Quinnipiac and Yukon is always a good competition because we're in-state rivals, and Yukon's always right at the top of their ranks, number 3 in the country. So it's always fun to see that. On Friday, the women's field hockey team played Yale. They did lose 1-0, but now they move on to their in-conference schedule.
Well, yeah, they played their other crosstown rival, crosstown in this case, not cross-state, in Yale. And it was a tough game. Yale scored at the end of the first half there, and it was tough for the Bobcats, but they now move on to their NEC schedule, which is a little bit easier than the non-conference schedule. So we'll see if they have success in the second half of the season.
Now we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to women's ice hockey. We're also going to take a memorable adventure with one of our own reporters who went to 4 sporting games in one day. So we'll be right back. You're watching Sport. Welcome back to Sports Paws. I'm Brett Gross alongside Justin Cohen. Let's get right back into the action. On Friday, the women's ice hockey team played host to their first exhibition game of the season. They played Blue Water up at the TD Bank North Sports Center. Let's see the highlights.
Bobcats taking on Blue Water Friday. We pick the action up in the second. 1-0, 2-0. Bobcats. Brianna Burton takes it around the goalie on a shorthanded break. Under a minute later, Janine Duffy, my turn, and that one would make it 3-0 Bobcats. Later on, the second, Blue Water threatening the puck sneaks in, and it was 3-1, so not in the clear yet for the Bobcats. Later on, Hawks threaten again, but the Bobcats will not have it. Even later, breakaway, but it's stopped by the goalie Miller. However, the Hawks would get one more on a soft lob, top shelf, and that would make it 3-2 Bobcats in the third period. Scare later in the third, Danielle Alexikoff checked into the boards. She would stay down but leave on her own power, and the Bobcats go on to win by a score of 3-2.
This next segment's a very fun segment, Justin. We had a great time doing this one.
Yeah, our own Sal Accardi actually went out to 4 games on Friday and got to interact with some of the fans and experience what it was like to be in a marathon almost and going across campus to see all those games.
Well, Sal was a marathon runner this day, running back and forth, all different games. Sal went to the women's soccer game, the women's field hockey game, as well as the men's soccer game, and then at night went up to the TD Bank North Sports Center for the women's hockey game. Sal had a great time doing it, and we're going to send it over to Sal, see how he did right now.
Hey, this is Sal Accardi here for Sports Paws, and we're here at the women's Quinnipiac soccer game. They're up 3-0 now, and the fans look kind of down, so we're going to go in, see if we're going to pump up this crowd and get them into this game a little more. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm here with Mike Stevens at the Quinnipiac women's soccer game versus Iona. Mike, what brings you to the game today?
I just wanted to come out and see some sporting activities at Quinnipiac because I haven't been to any yet. So,
I see you're already wearing your yellow shirt. Yeah. I like it. I got mine on. I'm not feeling that much so much. Want to help me out with a little Go Bobcats, little cheer right now?
What's the cheer?
It's gonna be Go Bobcats. Okay.
Go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.
Okay.
We're gonna yell it though, so everyone can hear us.
I don't know about that.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go Bobcats! That was weak, Mike. All right. So maybe next time you'll see what the games and you'll be loud and cheering on our Bobcats. All right. Thank you for joining me.
No problem.
We got some support from some students already.
Uh-huh.
How about I get some support from the parents and we get a Go Bobcats? How about we get this whole crew into this?
Oh, sure, absolutely. You got any pom-poms?
I do not. That would be a nice game. I'll bring them with me.
Yeah, all right. Good enough. All right. This is the head cheerleader. This is
All right.
Rory Ahern.
So I'm gonna point this near you. You're gonna be the loudest, right?
What am I gonna say?
We're gonna say go Bobcats on 3.
Well, let's get the girls involved though. We gotta get them involved, all right? So can I go over there and rally the troops?
Girls, come on over here.
Go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so we got a good Quinnipiac women's Bobcat soccer win today with a 3-0 over Iona. Very well fought, hard game. And I believe I did my job keeping these fans enthusiastic, getting them into this game pretty good. So wait, let me just check the time real quick. Uh-oh, I'm late. Whew. Gym. This. All right. Thanks, Jess. All that run is making me thirsty. Better. All right, so I'm a little late for the game. I'm a little slower than I thought I was. So we got a 0-0 score here at this field hockey game for the Lady Bobcats. And let's see if we can get some fans into this game. Get them pumped up. How do you feel about the game so far? How do you think it's going?
It's not going well as planned, actually. We are playing pretty hard and everyone's trying their best, but 0-0, second half. You never know what's going to happen.
What brings you out to the game today?
My roommate, Annie Mangano, captain. Woo! That's why I'm here.
And Annie's my daughter.
Oh, that's very nice. So how many, have you been to a lot of games this year?
I've been to every home game.
Wow, that's really, that's some support right there.
Fan, yeah.
We need to get some more Bobcat fans like you.
Please come out.
Okay, so we got a really enthusiastic fan right here, and we're gonna, you're gonna help me out here.
Sure.
We're gonna give a little quick go Bobcats, but you gotta be loud, and we want everyone to hear us.
Okay.
And you're gonna help us out, Mr. Mangano.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go Bobcats! Down here at the turf field for the field hockey team, the Lady Bobcats are tied 0-0 with the Yale Bulldogs. Not as much enthusiasm as I would hope coming from these fans, more from the parents, but we did get a few rays of hope. But right now we're going to head on down to the men's soccer field, and we're going to try and see if they can pull out a victory and keep their undefeated season alive. And I have to walk down there again. Great. Here we go, Bobcats. Here we go. Who's ready for some soccer? I know I am. Too bad there's no lacrosse playing today. How you doing, Mr. McDonald? Not much. Wow, 5-0. It's pretty good. Coming back from the turf field with the field hockey team was losing 1-0 as we left. A little enthusiasm was lacking, but I felt it picking up, so hopefully the Bobcats will pull that one out. So down here, the men's soccer team easily showing up this team of Canisius College. And seems like we got some pretty lively fans out there. So let's see if we can liven them up a little more. 1, 2, 3.
Go Bobcats! Woo! Bobcats!
Okay, we're here at Brian Simons at the Quinnipiac soccer game. Scores right now 5-0 in favor of the Bobcats. What do you think about this performance so far?
I think our team is playing extremely well, very professional, and it's really interesting to see how in shape our team is. Like the other team's done a lot of subbing, and we just subbed in our second or third player, and I'm extremely impressed. This is the first game of the season I've seen to see Graciano Brito play. He's already got a hat trick, which is it's absolutely
a soccer riot.
Yeah, I can see that. This team's playing kind of dirty, so maybe there'll be a fight.
Yeah, I think we should start one right now.
I'm not into fighting, but I'll watch.
I'm just kidding. So for a little support for the Bobcats in this last 20 minutes of this final half, let's do a little a Go Bobcats. Just show our support together.
All right.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Go Bobcats! Okay, I'm getting ready to get onto the bus to go to the women's ice hockey game down in the TD Bank North Center. Just finished up that the men's soccer game. They won 5-0 over Canisius College. Great victory, great support from the fans. Let's go see what kind of support we get for the women's Bobcats hockey team. I was able to finally make it out to the women's ice hockey game at the TD Bank North Sports Center. They were taking on the Blue Water Hawks, a junior team from Canada. I decided to rub the paw of the Bobcat outside the arena, something that students like to do before each game to give their team some good luck. I was hoping it would give me some good luck to finding some fans for this hockey team during this exhibition matchup, and oh boy, did I find some crazy fans.
Let's go, Bobcats! Well, this has been quite an eventful day, folks. 4 Quinnipiac sporting events in one day. The fans have been very enthusiastic, and the games have been very exciting. I'm leaving the TD Bank North Center right now with the Quinnipiac women's Bobcat team up 1-0 over the Blue Water Hawks. And this is Sal Accardi signing out with Q30 and Sports Paws as the voice of the fans.
Thanks, Sal. Man, I got to give him a lot of credit there.
4 games in one day, or 4 games in one afternoon just alone is crazy. And Sal, looks like you had a great time out there. Hopefully we'll see you more on Sports Paws.
Yeah, and just get some rest, Sal.
Get some rest, buddy.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk a little men's soccer. And do I sense the return of What the Hell Do You Know? Well, we'll find out. Coming up next on Sports Paws, it is time for What the Hell Do You Know?
What the hell do you know?
Wow, I didn't know that would work this year, but it works. So basically, for those of you who are unfamiliar with What the Hell Do You Know?
Like me.
Like Brett Gross. It is a segment where usually we're going to ask somebody questions about something that they know that other people don't know. And usually it's about either a hobby or about a pro sports team. But instead of asking a question, Brett, you work in the Philadelphia Phillies video coaching room.
Yes, I do.
And as many of you guys know, watching at home, the Philadelphia Phillies recently clinched the NL East. Congratulations on that, Brett.
Thank you very much.
And I just want you to take us through the celebration and the end of the season there for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, put me on the hot seat right now. I know I was the center of What the Hell Do You Know this week. But it was a great end of the season this year for the Philadelphia Phillies. They came out and won a bunch of their last games while the Mets were, sorry guys, but I know a lot of you guys are Mets fans out there, but I laughed the whole time. The Mets coming and making the biggest blown lead in baseball history. And the Phillies, they came out led by Jimmy Rollins. Cole Hamels had a great start. A lot of their starting pitching stepped up. Even their bullpen, using J.C. Romero and Brett Myers, Tom Gordon at the end of that end of the bullpen. It was a great end of the season and got to pull it out. And on Sunday, when we won the National League East, it was one big party down in Philadelphia, Justin.
Well, what was it like in that clubhouse in the days leading up? I mean, you must have thought, 17 games out with the Mets 7 up, there was no way you guys were winning the division.
Well, even the broadcasters on TV were saying, one time they went into the broadcast saying, forget about the division, we're looking at the wild card now. And yesterday, or the other day, when we did win this thing, they said, do you remember when I said this? Forget about that because we won this division.
Well, congratulations to the Phillies, and congratulations, Brett, as a member of the Phillies.
Thank you very much.
But also congratulations for another reason, Brett. You made it through the show.
I'm very
in one
happy.
Piece.
Very happy to have been here to help you co-host the show. I hope to be here many times more.
Well, thank you very much for the help, Brett. I appreciate it. And we have finally made it to the end of our first program of the semester, our first of hopefully many for this year for Sports Paws. Just want to say thank you for those of you who have watched. And for more information on Sports Paws, you can go to www.q30.org/sportspaws. For Brett Gross, I'm Justin Cohen, and thanks for watching.